Hey guys, Robert again from Australian Camping and 4-Wheel Drives, and today it's been a little while since we've done a video, but we're out the backyard at the moment and we're going to do a quick cook up. I thought I'd show you this one because this is one with the smoker, and we haven't done one with the smoker before. And this is a smoker that you can purchase from Drifter. It's a Uniflame Smoker, and it's got a couple of unique little features on it as well. We'll just show you around it quickly. So top comes off. Once you've got that off, you'll notice inside here, so come and have a look inside over here. You'll see inside here we've got another little area up top there where you can put hooks off as well if you wanted to. Underneath that you've got other trays in there that pop in and out, and down the very bottom down here, if you can just see over in here, you'll see there's another little tray in there, and that's where you put all your wood that you want to use for smoking and that type of stuff. Hey, so once you've got all that done and you put this back on top, the other thing which is a useful little thing is up over here. You'll see this little hole, and that little hole there is designed for like a temperature probe to go into. And so we're actually going to use our meter product today. So we've got our meter here, and I'll just get it out of the box for you and I'll show you this thing. So you can use the meter on pretty much anything. So when you're doing lamb roasts and all that type of stuff as well, hey, you can use that as well. Now where did I just put it? So you can use that on lamb roasts and whatever else you want, chicken, but we're going to use it here on the smoker because I want to try and keep an idea on the temperature inside. They recommend, I think, around about 110, 115, so we'll just see how this goes. This probe is going to be sitting inside here. We're just going to sit in there and let it monitor the temperature for us as well. That's going to be talking with our iPad, and that'll give us an idea of the temperature inside. We haven't done it that way before, but we thought we'd try it out this time to see how it goes as well. We have cooked this before, so what we're doing tonight is we're going to be cooking up chicken. So we've got some chicken pieces here as well, and we've got some chicken wings. Now I like the chicken wings. Chicken wings came really good, nice and crunchy on this with the smoker as well. You don't need to pre-cook any of this as well. When it goes in the smoker, it cooks it in there for you as well. Hey, so how we're going to be doing the smoking? Just over here, we've got this is hickory and mesquite smoking chips. And so what you do is you put those like in a bucket of water, just let them soak the moisture in, and they're going to be going down the bottom of our smoker. So we're going to be grabbing those and we're going to be putting them down the bottom of our smoker. So have some tongs or something handy, hey, to put your stuff in the smokers with it as well, because you need that too. Look, the smoker also comes with some plates as well. We don't use those plates, but I have seen some people put smoking chips on it. It burns a bit, I find. So I'd probably just use that for putting things like maybe cheeses or meats and that type of stuff on it as well. It's probably what I'd use it for. Then over the side over here, this is the recipe on the stuff that we're going to be putting in. So come and have a look at this as well. So we've got these are the things that we put in. So we put in the cayenne pepper, we've got the salt, the cumin seeds here as well, onion, garlic, pepper, and over here you've got your paprika, and that's probably the main ingredient, paprika. You've got ground chili as well, and I put a little bit of teriyaki, the Kikkoman teriyaki sauce, and that's quite nice. And olive oil is probably the part that mixes it all up for you. Later on, afterwards, you can try some of you've got Sweet Baby Ray's hickory and brown sugar sauce. So we're going to try that out. That sounds really good, hey. Tastes nice too, hey. So it'd be worthwhile giving that a go. Now once you've mixed it all up, I'll tell you how much you mix in there. Now look, these things they differ. Depends on your own situation on how much you put in there, hey. So they base this on around about 2.5 kilograms of chicken, roughly. So I don't know that we've got exactly that amount there, but this is what they base it on, hey. So they say you need olive oil. You need as much olive oil until it becomes a liquid form, essentially. You're going to want half a tablespoon of chili powder. So these are both tablespoons. Want half a tablespoon of chili powder, and they actually say you can put up to 2. Now, if you like your food hot, you go up to 2. If you just want it just basic, look, we're just going to do half a tablespoon, sorry. 2 tablespoons of smoked paprika, that's the main ingredient you're going to want. You're going to want 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, 3 teaspoons of freshly ground pepper, and 1 teaspoon of cayenne. Now, say that cayenne, that's hot as well, hey. So you just got to adjust this to suit your taste. If you've got kids around, they might not like the real hot food and that also. So so just adjust it to tweak it as you want. So the ones that are obviously hot, so your cayenne pepper and your chili, and they're the main ones that are going to give you the bulk of your heat. Now once you've mixed it all up, it's going to look something like this. We'll just put this around again. It's going to look something like that. And that's the stuff which we're going to be adding to the chicken. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to take the chicken out of its packet here, going to put it in one of those oven bags, essentially. You can do this however you want. If you want to put it in a bowl, you could do it that way. We're just going to put it in one of these oven bags, mix it around until it's all done. And then what the plan is we're going to come over here to the metho stove. So the metho stove, the smoker actually sits on top of that metho stove, and we use that to actually get the chips of wood smoking. And we generally leave that for around about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Now, this is something you need to muck around with, hey. When you have chicken that's like fuller, so like if you've got chicken drumsticks and that type of stuff, you need to cook them a bit longer than the hour and a half. That's what we found as well. So you probably want to go 2 hours, maybe a little bit over 2 hours, and just see how it goes. If the chicken wings, you got to watch them as well, because if you cook them too long, they get a bit too crunchy. So just muck around with that and just see how you go with it as well. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to get the stove going. Now, just so you know, this is a metho stove. If you haven't seen a metho stove, come over here and I'll show you how this works. So inside here, this lifts up, and you've got 2 metho canisters inside there, okay? They have these little covers that go over the top of it, and that's designed to stop any metho from evaporating when they're not in use. So we're just going to be using this one over here, so we just chuck the other metho over the side over there. The way these get filled up is you get your metho, so we just buy this metho in bulk. This is provided by a company called NRG. Now, they're not cheap, these things, hey, but there's different types of metho out there, and some of them give like a black soot. This one's pretty good. I've found it hardly gives any black soot at all, so it's worthwhile having a look at that. I bought 4 containers of it. It wasn't cheap, hey, but it lasts you a long time, so worthwhile having a look at that. So yeah, once you've got that, close it up, and then what happens with these stoves is when you actually turn that nozzle open, it actually locks the bottom, so you can no longer open that up. So it's like a safety feature that's built into it. And when you close it, then you can open that up again. So that's something you can do. Also get a heat shield as well to go around it. And something which I just thought I'd show you as well. So these heat shields are made by Drifter, and the bags is made by Drifter as well. So this is like a felt lined bag, and you can put your heat shield, and you can also put your stove inside there as well. Now the stoves, I don't think they're really available in Australia anymore, something which is a bit of a downside. I do know they do make a single burner, but it's one that sinks into a tabletop. I have seen that online. But if you can get your hands on one, they're a great little thing to use as well. Other things you could use this with, is some type of stove that's metal. Now this is important. Make sure you use some type of stove that's made out of steel or metal, not something that has plastic on it. So a good example of that is the jet boil. Okay, now the jet boil, it's got a plastic base on the bottom of it. Look, they'll work alright for a little while, but after a while they start to melt, and don't ask me how I know. So yeah, so what I suggest you do, make sure you use something that's solid metal, because this gets quite hot. So you can imagine the heat's just going to be going straight up into it, and the bottom of this gets quite hot as well. So next thing we're going to do, we're going to put the chicken into the smoker, and we'll get it smoking, and we'll come back in and we'll show you that going then as well. Okay guys, so we've got the chicken and we've seasoned it, put it in the bag, wrapped it up, put it all done. This is what it looks like. So you'll see inside there, we've got all the chicken pieces hanging up here. I put one of the wings on over there as well, hey? And we put the other ones on the shelf down the bottom. Now what I've noticed is the stuff down the bottom tends to get a bit more crunchy. So just you've got to make sure you don't get too many flames down there, hey? And the best way to do that is make sure you keep the door shut. That way it doesn't get enough oxygen and it just keeps smoking. So that's one little tip I'd give you. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to get that lit, and we'll get the smoking going, and I'll show you how that works as well, hey? Okay, we're smoking away, as you can see. I'll show you quickly, hopefully it doesn't catch fire on us. Down the bottom, right down there, there's the wood. And I've got the stove on around about 2 there at the moment. I normally turn that down like to about 1, because I don't really want a lot of heat going up into it, because it gets pretty hot in there, hotter than it probably needs to, especially down the bottom. So anyway, yeah, that's what happens. All the smoke comes out and she just smokes away and she starts to cook. It gets quite warm in there, hey? I was just measuring it with the probe. We've got the probe in there, on top there. And what temperature it says, it's 84 degrees inside there at the moment. 85, so it's still climbing, hey? So that'll probably get quite warm. I want it to get up to around about 107, probably roughly. Is apparently what the ideal temperature to cook the chicken at is at, apparently. So we'll see how we go. If it goes a bit higher than that, it's not a big deal, but I don't want it to go too high, I think. You know, the downside of this is you've got to clean it at the other end. So if you're going camping, make sure you bring some steel wool. Very handy to clean this thing with, some steel wool, just to clean all the gunk that gets stuck up in it as well. Yeah, and some dishwashing liquid would be good. So it's a journey of discovery. What we've found out is the meter app, this little guy, only goes up to around about 100 degrees, hey? So you got to be careful when you put it in there, otherwise you set off the alarm when it goes over 100. So probably not the best thing for it, unfortunately. You might need to get one of those other probes that has a constant gauge and keep an eye on it that way, hey? I noticed up the top it does tend to get quite hot up here as well, obviously because you've got the metal surface and that as well. But she's ticking away there quite well. I have tried to put it on the little bench here that comes with it as well. We've got this little bench here that you can use for it. And it doesn't really fit on this type of setup very well. You probably need something else to sit it on, so maybe later on we'll get a different type of stove. I have ordered another Snow Peak one to try out and see how it goes with it instead, hey, so we'll see how that turns out. But yeah, anyway, so you can't really use that probe up in there. You'll need one of those metal ones, I think, with the bigger gauge range on it. I reckon something that went up to like 200-300 degrees might be useful for you on this thing, because it does tend to get quite hot up in there, hey. The other thing I noted as well is about every 10 to 15 minutes you need to get some more wood and put on it. Now all I've done is I've just put it into a bucket of water just to make sure it's all wet when it goes in there. It takes a little bit for it to get going again, but once she's going, she smokes away. Yeah, that does a real good job, hey. Hey guys, so while we're waiting for the chicken to go, thought I'd get on quickly and talk to you about our stubby holders. So we've got some stubby holders there for sale. Got Australian Camping 4-wheel drives on it, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube logos. Got an ugly face over that side too, hey? And we've got some stickers as well. So I ordered some clear stickers. So these ones are really designed to go on something that's got a solid background. Preferably white would be the best thing. But then I thought, hey, I should get some white stickers for people who don't have a white background. These ones have got the ACAFWD.com logo down the bottom of them as well. So ordered some of those as well. Now at the moment we are providing these to people that subscribe on to our Patreon account. So if you go up on the top left hand side of the screen here, you should see it's got our Patreon details up there. And so the Patreon account is really what we're hoping to use it for, is to use some of that funds to purchase products, not for us but for other people. So I know that at the moment Luke's got a thing going there at the moment at Drifter, where he's providing tarps for people overseas. So that's where the initial funds are going to. So we've still got a couple more $100 to go towards purchasing one of those tarps. I've already paid for some of that out of my own funds, and the rest of the money that we get from this is going to go towards that as well. We've already got some subscribers, so you may see at the end of these videos, you'll see like Cam, for example, he's been up there and providing us with funds as well. And so if you pick the top level, you'll get your name up on the video. And there's different levels there as well. I think I've got about 4 different levels, if I remember right. So yeah, so some of the levels have got the stubby coolers, the stickers. So go online, have a look at that as well, hey. So I just thought I'd mention that to you. It'd be really good if you could support us on that aspect also. We'd really appreciate it. All right, guys, thanks for that. Okay, guys, so we put the smoker just down the ground. Just put the flame out from underneath it, just with some water. And I got the chicken all out. It's up here. Looks good, eh? So that's the chicken, and we've got some salad with it as well tonight. And I'm going to try some sauce there with it also. And yeah, so we'll let you know what it tastes like, if it's any good or not. Okay guys, so what's the verdict? Verdict is, tastes great. So one thing I've noticed when you're smoking chicken is that if you got it down the bottom, you'll get it nice and crunchy. If it's up the top, the skin can be sometimes a bit chewy. So what I'd probably suggest for if you want to do this is probably fry your chicken skin at least, get it a little bit more crunchy, I think, originally before you put it into the smoker. I think that would really help out. It had a really lovely smoky taste to it as well, and we had just the right amount of chili on it, not too much, not too little. The other thing I would really strongly suggest, is you do notice, especially with chicken at least, it does tend to dry the meat out a lot. So what we found was really nice as well, was having some of this sauce with us. So this is just sweet bay rays hickory and brown sauce. Now I got to pick that up at Woolworths as well, guys, and it was great, really nice with it. Went down well. Nice to have some salad with it as well. Be good. You could have this with like a wrap, chicken wrap. It'd be really nice to have it with. Yeah, so really good. Give it the thumbs up. Like to try out some other meats. Try some fish. Would be really nice to do as well. I think that'd be a really good thing to cook up next time as well. All right, guys. Hope that's been of use to you. We'll catch you next episode. Talk to you later.